Hey everyone, I'm Dave with Beast Made Reviews. Today we're doing a video on hiking shoes. These are the best hiking shoes, I think, of 2018. Now I don't know about you, but I really like hiking. I love the outdoors. I love the woods. I don't live in an area where I get to hike a lot. There's not really a lot of trails that I can hike in, but man, when I can get out and do that, I love it. I've really been looking for some good hiking shoes for a long time, and I've got a lot of shoes to show you today that cover a lot of ground. Now, what makes a good hiking shoe? There are several different factors. One, of course, is the fit and the comfort. You have to have something that fits well and is comfortable. You have to have good grip, and good grip can mean a couple of different things. Where are you hiking? Are you hiking in the woods with a lot of knots and trees and roots? Are you hiking with a lot of sand and dirt, loose gravel? Are you hiking with a lot of mud? Are you hiking uphill or downhill or rocky? Or are you hiking with a lot of water and wet areas? Are you going to use these to run in? Are you going to use these to go mountain climbing? Or do you need them to be waterproof? So now this list of shoes is not exhaustive by any means, but I think this represents a really good selection of some of the best hiking shoes out there. And these cover a lot of different styles and approaches to hiking, a lot of different terrains. So if you find one that you need, go with that. The important thing is to try shoes on. If you try shoes on that fit you, that fit well, that are comfortable, those are going to be shoes that you want to hike in, that you want to walk in. You want something that's going to take care of your feet, because your feet are the most important part of hiking. If you take your feet out, you're done hiking. Now, each of these shoes is from a separate company, and each company has a wide variety of hiking shoes. So if you like a certain style, definitely go with that company and try some on. Most of these come in a high top version or a low top version, a waterproof version or a non-waterproof version, and of course a women's version and a men's version. So I'm not going to go into all of the details of each of these shoes. If you want to get a high top version or a low top, definitely go with those. All right, now the first shoe that I'll recommend is a good all-around hiking shoe, one that you can go to for most applications. It's kind of a jack of all trades hiking shoe. And for that, I'm going to choose the X Ultra 3 by Salomon. Now Salomon, if you're a runner out there, you may be familiar with Salomon's running shoes. And a few years ago, they came out with a line of hiking shoes, and they did a fantastic job with their hiking shoes. These are very comfortable, they're reasonably light, and they're reasonably durable, and they have everything that you want to look for in a general go-to hiking shoe. A couple of the standout features are they have a speed lace system, which I really like. I don't like having to tie my shoes, so you can just cinch it up and lace it and you're done. They have really, really aggressive tread on the bottom. Some of the best tread out there. These are kind of really knobby and hard tread. They have really chunky toe protectors and somewhat of a heel protector in the back. And they have an ortholite insert for a little bit of added comfort while on walks. I generally like wider shoes in the toe box, and I wouldn't say this is super wide. I think it is a pretty average width, and it's not too narrow and not too big, so it's really good kind of medium ground. And for $84, these are actually the cheapest shoe on this list, but you wouldn't know that because they're really, really high quality. All right, next is a good trail running shoe, and for that I recommend the Speedgoat 2 by Hoka One One. Now, if you need a very cushioned type of shoe, Hoka One One has some of the best, most comfortable cushioning out there, I think, for running shoes. Now, the Speedgoats were actually inspired by the record keeper of the fastest time completed on the Appalachian Trail. These are really great running shoes in general for trails. I would say they're kind of good casual type of running shoes. I think if you're gonna do the Appalachian Trail, you probably need different shoes, but these are really good. Your feet kind of sit in the middle of this cushioning. Very, very soft. It has a Vibram sole on the bottom here, which has a lot of grip. They're very light, very comfortable, and they come in a lot of different colors to choose from too. And of course, you will not ever lose these because they're so bright. All right, the next shoe that we're gonna be talking about is good for water. Sometimes you go through a lot of water for your hikes. Maybe you're going through a lot of rivers and streams, and you need something that drains quickly. Maybe you're walking on wet rocks. For that, I recommend the Adidas Terex CC Voyager Parley. Really long name, but great, great water shoe. And I would actually recommend this for a lot of different things besides just hiking, but I think this works well in a hiking scenario. It has what they call a Climacool upper, which is kind of like this kind of mesh top. And that is very, very breathable, and it drains water pretty well, dries really quickly, And also too, the water actually, there's little ports in the bottom of the shoe, in the sole, where water can actually drain out. Now with this one, this is a collaboration with Parley, who takes plastics out of the ocean and recycles it. So a portion of this shoe is actually made with recycled ocean plastics, which is pretty cool. There is really good traction on the bottom, which is decent on land. As you can tell, it doesn't look like it's very aggressive. It's okay for land, but it's great for water. It's really, really sticky. If you're walking on rocks or wet rocks, in particular, and you need a little bit of extra stick, this is perfect for that. These are super, super light. They're very, very comfortable. They have a sock-like fit, and they're just great anytime shoes that happen to be great for hiking and also happen to be great in the water. So if you need just a good general water shoe or a good all-time summer shoe that you can go to and wear almost any time, the Terex CC Voyager Parley is really, really good for that. Now in my neck of the woods, most of the trails here have trails with a lot of roots and knots and maybe some mud if you're going in wet conditions. The perfect shoe for forest and mud is the Oboz Bridger. Now the Oboz Bridger has a little bit more of a traditional style and construction for a hiking shoe than some of these other ones. This one has leather, where the other ones had synthetic materials, but this has a lot going for it. The leather is more durable than the synthetic materials. This one is a very, very durable shoe. One thing that it really has going for it is that it has a very, very superb fit. It has a wide toe box with a very snug heel. Now looking at the bottom here, the tread is really, really great. It almost looks like a truck tire. So it has really, really deep, aggressive lugs, as well as a really good pattern that sheds off mud. Now it's a pretty stiff shoe, which I think is good for this, especially if you're going on roots and really hard rocks and things like that. It's got a really, really nice, very reinforced toe box, as well as a heel, reinforced heel back here. It also has a proprietary insole on the inside, which is very, very comfortable and very, very good. I like it a lot. These are really, really great shoes for where I live, so yeah. All right, this next shoe is a good shoe for speed mountaineering. I would love to meet someone who is actually into speed mountaineering because it sounds like an incredible sport. But I think this shoe, the Dynafit Speed Mountain GTX, is perfect for that. It looks very similar to kind of a cross between a running shoe, an approach shoe, and a regular hiking shoe. They really balanced all of those type of shoes into one, and they made a shoe that's great for a technical type of shoe for a professional speed mountaineer. The fit is interesting because if you look at the bottom of the sole here, it looks very, very narrow, and I thought it wasn't going to fit very well, but putting the shoe on is actually very roomy on the inside and really comfortable. It has an Ortholite insert on the inside, so it's very comfortable to put your feet in there. Very roomy, surprisingly. Now some of the features here, you probably already saw one of them was a speed lacing feature. Huge fan of that. And it has a kind of a keeper and a hider right here, so it can kind of keep it from getting tugged on, which is really great. It's made with a combination of ballistic materials as well as leather on the outside here. It's got a really solid toe bumper here. The tread pattern here is supposed to mimic the parts of your foot that hit the ground the hardest. So you're gonna get more traction on the parts of the foot that hit more of the ground. On the toe here, there's a little bit of a flat area right here, which has a little bit sticky rubber, which is good for approach, climbs, and for edging. But this is a fantastic shoe. It has a lot going for it with a lot of different abilities, capabilities for some different terrains out there, so really good. All right, the next type of shoe we're gonna be talking about is one that is great for mountainous terrain, and for that, I'm gonna use the Mountain Trainer by Salewa. Now, I read a story about Salewa and the mountain trainers in particular, that in the Grand Tetons, there are guides out there who recommend the Mountain Trainers by Salewa exclusively. I think that's very, very interesting, and these are really, really great at that. Really great at really tough terrain, rocky, really, when the going gets tough, you need the Mountain Trainer. If Batman goes hiking, he's taking the Salewas for sure. Now, when you put these on and you feel them, you immediately notice a big difference between these and the other ones. For one, these are very, very stiff. And that's on purpose. These are supposed to be stiff because you want something really, really chunky in mountainous terrain. These are very, very tough. Probably one of the most durable shoes in the selection here. Salewa offers a blister-free guarantee with their shoes, meaning that these fit really, really well. And on the inside, there is an Ortholite liner for increased comfort there. It does fit really, really well. The laces go all the way down to the toe, so you can get the perfect fit on your foot, which is great. The tread on this is incredible. I mean, it looks like a work boot or something like that. It has a tremendous amount of tread. It's a Vibram tread, as you can see here. The tread here is mostly hard. It's got a little bit of a flat area, so if you need to do a little bit of edging, you can do that as well. One function on here is it has this little groove right here, so this is good for via ferrata routes. Via ferrata is a style of route in the mountain where they have metal ladders in the mountain itself, and so you have a cable and ladder system there, and this little groove right here is supposed to latch into the ladders of the via ferrata route. This one has a leather upper on the inside, and this one actually has a leather inside as well, though the Mountain Trainer comes in several different varieties with synthetic ones and also with synthetic inside as well. It also has a rubber rand along the outside here. It's got a really, really hard toe bumper as well as a really, really stiff heel. If you're looking for something super, super durable, these definitely are what you're looking for. If you need something for mountains or especially via ferrata routes, these especially are good for that. So yeah, Mountain Trainer by Saliwa. And last on the list is going to be a hiking sneaker. And for that, we're gonna go with the Range Low by Forsake. Now, I believe Forsake got its start with Kickstarter. They launched a Kickstarter campaign for their first shoe. It was a very good success, and they have now a whole line of shoes. The Range Low is one of my favorites from them, and it is a hiking sneaker hybrid. These are sneakers, but if you like hiking shoes, they have that type of look, but they still look pretty cool in casual situations as well. But if you do need them for hiking, they offer a little bit of hiking ability packed in. Now, this is not good for hardcore hiking. I don't think that these are meant to be shoes that you take necessarily on the trail. If you need a good hiking shoe, a lot of these would fit this. Now, a couple of the features here is that it's waterproof. So that's something right away that you don't find in most casual shoes. It's waterproof like a lot of hiking shoes are. It has a gusseted tongue so it doesn't get a lot of rocks and pebbles and dirt and stuff inside. It has a Vibram tread on the bottom here, got a little gunk in there, which is not super aggressive, you don't need it to be, but it is very sticky. It's good for just walking streets and everywhere you go on a normal day-to-day basis. It's very, very comfortable. It has a lot of padding on the top here. The lacing system is really, really great. And it's very wide on the bottom here. As you can see, the toe box is very, very wide and nice. I really like wearing these a lot. And it even has a little bit of a toe bumper here, kind of hidden on the inside. As you can tell, I've gotten a lot of use out of these. I've been wearing this pretty regularly recently. Got some junk on there and I actually had to walk through some water, so I can attest that they are actually waterproof. So yeah, the Range Low, definitely by Forsake. Definitely go check them out. All right, so that's my list of best hiking shoes for 2018. Do you like any of these? Let me know what your shoes are for hiking down in the comments down below. And definitely go check these out. I'm gonna have links down below to all of these where you can go check out the best places to buy these. Thanks again for watching. I'm Dave with Beast Made Reviews. I'll see you next time. Bye.